welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be sharing this video with you today. A lot of you that are new to my channel or my Instagram are probably thinking like, oh, she's always been fit, but I promise you it has not been the case. I have been on my fitness journey for about 5 to 7 years now, and I managed to find videos and photos that date back to 2014 when I kind of first started getting into weightlifting at university. Since then, I have graduated, I've traveled, I've competed in the WBFF Bikini Diva 3 times, and I finally found that happy and healthy medium with myself, with my training, and with nutrition. So if you're someone that's out there that is trying to lose fat or trying to build lean muscle and you're feeling lost, you feel like giving up, this is the video to inspire and motivate you to honestly keep going, because I am where I am now because I never gave up, and trust me, it has been a roller coaster. If you do enjoy this video, as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile. Before I get into it and share some of the footage and the photos from the past like 5 years, I just want you to know that yes, I find some of these videos so cringe-worthy to watch, but I'm just hoping that it inspires you to go after your goals and to become the best version of yourself. It's not you versus anyone else, it's you versus you. So I was at university, I would have been 18 years old. I was training really hard in the gym, weightlifting with a lot of the guys. They didn't really know what they were doing. There were no women in the gym at the time, so you'll see videos here where I was, you know, deadlifting, squatting, and bench pressing and things with guys, or there were only guys in the background because there were no women in the gym at this point in time, especially not at my university gym. It was also at a time where Instagram wasn't really a thing, so this was kind of when I started Instagram. I thought I would kind of document my fitness journey, and I started posting photos with positive quotes and things. I started flexing in my photos, and I had no plans to try and change the way that I looked. I genuinely was going to the gym because I needed some stress relief from studying accounting at university and doing performance violin papers at university. I felt as if I had a really stressful kind of workload on me, and going to the gym was just a way for me to have some me time. So at the time when I started going to the gym at university, I had a lot of like guy friends that were saying, why are you going to the gym all the time? And some of the girls were really into their partying and their shopping. So I had a lot of negative voices around me in my first year at university where everyone was saying like, why are you going to the gym? Why aren't you eating this? Why aren't you eating that? And I felt bad for wanting to go to the gym in the morning instead of going out partying at night. So I kind of did get roped into a bit of partying at uni. I guess it's part of the experience, you know. So I'd go out at night, but I'd still get to the gym the next morning. However, because I was going out partying and I was eating university halls food, so you know, like I was in a university hall where they cook all the food for you, I was never really seeing any kind of results. I was literally just lifting and eating whatever I wanted. I had heard girls talking about me at university saying like, oh, why does she go to the gym so much but she doesn't have abs? This is the end of my workout in Rarotonga. Everyone was connecting having abs with being healthy. So it was like, why is she going to the gym and she's not having abs? Which made me think, oh, maybe I should have abs. Why aren't I looking a certain way like these girls online? At this point in time, you know, there were a lot of like Fitspo photos coming up on Instagram. So I started thinking maybe I needed to look a different way, which led me to wanting to try quick fixes and fad diets. So come my second year of university, this was when I was trying detox teas. Like, I cringe hearing this. None of what I say in this video is true, but check it out.
So each day I start my morning off with the Skinny Fox Detox morning tea, just how it kicks out my metabolism.
I tried detox teas, which by the way do not work. We'll be getting to what actually works later in this video. So I tried detox teas. I actually tried fad diets. I was honestly just eating eggs. I was eating chicken, broccoli, spinach. I was just not healthy. I had like a very boring diet. It wasn't working for me. I'd always switch to different things. I never gave any one kind of diet a chance to work because I was too busy jumping from everything I read online. I just had no one to help me that actually knew what they were doing, and that is one of my biggest regrets on my fitness journey. I wish that I had just got a coach from day one, because I would be so far ahead of where I am now if I had done that. But anyway, following on from there, I kind of realized like, oh snap, you know, this is not healthy. I'm overtraining. I'm burning myself to the ground. I'm not getting the results they wanted. So I actually went to a nutritionist to help me, and she just told me that I needed to stop counting calories, to stop trying all these fad diets, and to just focus on eating whole foods. So I decided I would try and educate myself on the foods that I should be eating. So instead of restricting myself a lot, I ended up like trying to build this balanced diet around proteins, fats, and carbs. 201 mils of egg whites and 3 slices of this bread. My favorite breakfast, about 45 grams of cereal, 10 grams of protein powder, and mixed with hot water, so it's more like a porridge. So I finished all my meals for the day, and I've hit my macros almost spot on. 1,450 calories today. My goal was 1,500. I started eating more vegetables. I started eating fresh fruit, oats, nut butters. Come, I think the end of my second year, I end up getting like addicted to nut butter. Just eat it from the jar and things. So again, I developed like an unhealthy relationship with food, because I ended up like, it wasn't binge eating, but I ended up heavily overeating certain foods. I often get the question from people saying, how do I get back on track after binging? So I'm going to take my own advice, and this is to forget about it, move on. You can't change what you've already done, so you may as well just focus on the next 24 hours and getting back on track. No negative self-talk, no regrets, just accept it and move on. I met Ross in the gym. We started talking. We became really good friends. He was actually a trainer at the time, so he helped me a lot. He would train me in the gym. We started dating. He taught me so much about nutrition and training, and really helped me find like a healthier balance with food. But, you know, when you start dating someone and it's all, I'm sure a lot of you know what it's like when you get into a new relationship. It's all about the brunch dates. It's all about desserts and eating. So we actually ended up eating ice cream all the time. And I ended up gaining more weight then, because we were in that kind of like early dating stage, and we have photos of our meal prep and things. So we would meal prep in the week, Monday to Friday, but come the weekend we'd be going out eating like McDonald's soft serves and ice creams, exhibit A. 9:30 at night, Ross is surprising me to go get soft serve or a McFlurry. Yum! I'm really full, but I've decided I'm going to try and be good as of tomorrow. That mystery tomorrow. You could see we loved ice cream, so we'd always be going out on dates, and then we both ended up actually gaining some weight. And then Ross decided that he wanted to compete. He was doing all his own nutrition and training, and me seeing him leaning down for a competition actually inspired me to want to be better with my nutrition too. So I started doing what he was doing, and that was If It Fits Your Macros. We kind of started doing it together. We found the first day really hard, as you can see here. Day one. Tracking macros, and we had to brush our teeth to stop eating. The struggle is real, and it's kind of hard. So I'm 66.4 when I started. I was 68. I'm really motivated now to stick to my macros, but I've decided to move them up to 1,700. It was just a fun journey. We were kind of doing it together. So I ended up graduating university. We ended up going traveling. We did Toronto, we did Paris. And it was an incredible trip, but it was a lot of food fresh out of university, and I just felt horrible. I genuinely looked at these photos and I just thought, what have I done? Like, I've gained so much weight. I didn't feel confident in my own skin, and I genuinely felt so horrible on the inside looking at these photos. And that was kind of a point for me where I was like, you know what, something's got to change. So I decided that I would really try and commit to counting my calories and controlling my intake for the rest of the trip, and then we were going to move to Australia, and I wanted to get back on track there. So Ross and I did it together. I was really inspired to kind of lose the fat that I had gained on holiday. I started getting better with everything, and then at some point I just decided, you know what, I really want to do a fitness competition. So I decided to compete in the WBFF for my first time ever. I got a coach. I was prepping for this show and it was very restricted. So it was 101 days of dieting down, but it was like no treats at all. I wasn't doing like if it fits your macros. I was counting my calories, but it was dead clean. I cut out dairy, I cut out bread, and all the delicious things that I now enjoy. And so when it came to show day, I was so proud of how I looked. It was the best I'd like ever looked on my fitness journey. But after that, I didn't know what to do. Like I literally started eating upstairs. They had a treat room, and I literally just started eating cookies and Nutella and all this food. And that went on for months after competing. I ended up getting a really unhealthy habit of binge eating. So I ended up gaining 9 kilos. I went up to 67.4 kilos. And just one day I woke up and I said, enough is enough. I just can't keep doing this to my body. And I truly felt so sad that I had let myself go like this. And I just realized that I respected my body way too much to continue putting junk into my body, making myself feel worse. So I committed to a 12-week shred. I dropped down to 62.5 kilos. And I felt so much better about myself, and I felt as if I had some control. And I think I had to cut my calories down to 1400. I realized I needed to reverse diet. So I ended up increasing my calories up to, I think, 2,400. I realized, you know what, I am ready to do another competition. I want to do it a healthy way. So I decided I would compete in my second WBFF competition. So it took me a year from my first competition to my next competition, in which I gained 9 kilos. I lost 5 kilos, and then I continued on to my second competition, in which I had gone from 67.4 kilos all the way down to 57.4 kilos, so 10 kilos difference. I stepped on stage and I placed second. I was absolutely so proud of myself. I looked so much better than my last time on stage, and the main difference here was that I was so consistent with my nutrition. I didn't have any cheeky binge days. I didn't overcompensate with cardio. I fitted in some treats here and there, but I was just much more controlled and much more kind to myself. And after that competition, I had said to myself, you know what, I don't want to do what I did last time. I just checked my weight, 57 kilos, much healthier. And then fast forward another year, I decided that, you know what, I had gained more muscle. I had got myself to a really healthy relationship with food. 2019, here we are. I stepped on stage again a year later.
New Zealand international guest, she's an online coach. This is Anjuli back.
I had a much healthier prep. I focused on getting stronger. Leading up to the competition, I actually got stronger, like my deadlifts, my squats. Everything was increasing. I felt better. I fitted in ice cream leading up to my competition. Like I was legitimately eating ice cream leading up to it. I didn't cut out bread. I didn't cut out any foods. I stepped on that stage and I nailed it. I am so proud of myself for stepping on that stage. I nailed all my poses. I ended up coming third in a really tough lineup of girls. So it really, like in terms of your placing, it really just depends on who you're standing up against. But at the end of the day, it's all about you versus you. So it's about becoming the best version of yourself. I was the happiest and healthiest I've ever been, and each year you can see I went from my first competition to my second competition to my third competition, healthier, happier, stronger before the competition and after the competition. So now I'm 18 weeks post competition and I'm only up, I think, about 3 kilos from my peak week, like 2 to 3 kilos. I'm strong, I'm happy, and I'm healthy. So that's kind of like a summary of me going from university to competing.
It is 8 AM on the 2nd of August, and Ross has just done my skin folds, and the total was 111 millimeters, and my waist was measured at 77 centimeters. Definitely time for me to start cutting. 67.5 kilos, and this is where I'm at right now. So I'm excited to see some results.
I feel like I could talk about my fitness journey for so long, but anyway, I know what you are all here for. How did I actually do it? Like, that was a bit of my history. You know what? It has been a tough 5 years. It's been a roller coaster, but I know you all want to know, like, how do you lose the stomach fat? How do you stay consistent? How do you just achieve your goals? and I'm here to help you with that. The equation to it is honestly nutrition. I'm going to rank this in order of what I think really helped me. It was nutrition, it was weight training, it was patience, consistency, hard work, to be honest, never giving up. Like, there were times where I gave up so many times, and you see my videos where I'm like, oh, day one, and I've honestly probably over the past 5 years taken like maybe 20 to 30 day one photos, and I guess nothing ever changed in the first few years because I never changed my nutrition. Like, I was working out really hard and I just wasn't seeing any results, and it was truly my nutrition that changed. The number one thing that has saved me is honestly using the app MyFitnessPal and calculating my calories and tracking my macros, so my proteins, my fats, and my carbs. I have a full video all about tracking your calories and how to use MyFitnessPal, so definitely go check out that. But for those of you that are on your fitness journey and you're like, oh, it's so overwhelming to weigh your food and things like that, well, just start a food diary. For 3 days, I want you to, eat as you are now. Take note of what you're eating, what you're drinking in terms of calories. Like, if you're getting a Starbucks drink every day and that's like 300 calories, take note of that. Be mindful of what you are putting into your body and the caloric amounts of that. Once you've done the 3 days and you've kind of seen that, oh, I'm actually consuming 3,000 calories every day, then from there what you're going to do is say, I need to cut this back. So it might be that you swap out your Starbucks for a black coffee or a coffee with sweetener and almond milk instead of full cream milk and whipped cream on top. Start implementing these healthy changes, and I promise you that if you start paying attention to your nutrition, you will lose fat, and you'll be so surprised of how far you're coming just from making these small tweaks. Another thing I really want to stress to you, as daunting as it is, take progress photos. Like, I have all these transformation photos, and it is horrible at that point in time to take those photos. If I could say one thing to you, it is that you are worthy no matter what the number on the scale is, no matter how you feel when you take those photos. I understand that it's terrifying. Like, I can see now that it was very horrible of myself to take these photos where I'm deliberately hiding my face with my phone camera because I didn't feel confident in showing my face and my smile. So now whenever I take any kind of before photos, I smile. Like, when I gained 9 kilos after competing, I was smiling so hard in this photo because I knew that that was the last time I was ever going to disrespect my body like that and let myself get to that weight and that kind of mentality. Just know that you are enough as you are now, but you're just deciding to live a healthier lifestyle and really look after your body. And the number one thing I would say now is to focus on weight training. So once you've got your nutrition sorted, really focus on weight training. Focus on getting stronger. I personally think that weightlifting has been the game changer alongside nutrition on my fitness journey. Okay, so that's kind of my chit chat covering my fitness journey background, what you can do in order to achieve your goals. And lastly, I just wanted to remind you that all of us are so unique. We all have different fitness journeys. I cannot stress how important it is not to compare your journey to mine, your friends, family members, or anyone else's that you see online, because you might be starting out your fitness journey, and if you're comparing yourself to someone like me, I have been on this journey for over 5 years. I've been working really hard to become the best version of myself, and it's just so important to remember that it's always you versus you. Even if you are stepping on stage to compete, it is all about being the best you that you can be on that stage. You can't control how anyone else on stage looks, just like you can't control how anyone else views you and how you look. Really focus on loving yourself at every stage in the journey, and I understand that it's not easy. I've been there before. I have cried over how I look or how I feel on the inside, and I promise you that you will never look back and regret deciding to live a healthier lifestyle. So if you're really struggling right now and you feel like giving up, this is your message to not give up. You can do this. If you need any help at all, drop a comment, you guys. Support each other in the comments on this video. We are all here to support one another, and that's why I wanted to create a community on social media. When I started my fitness journey, there were honestly no women there to support me. I just didn't know who to talk to, who to turn to about how I was feeling or anything like that. which is why I really wanted to create my And Julie Fit Squad and have a community of boss babes that are all supporting one another. You know what they say, empowered women empower women. I am all about supporting one another. I hope that this video really inspires you to go after your goals, and as always, if you did enjoy it, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile.